Well, welcome to the Drum, welcome to the National Library. My name's Andrew Green, I'm the librarian of the National Library, and it's a great privilege to welcome you all to the Drum and to this 8th, as it happens, annual Festival of Photography, Lens. The library, of course, is a memory institution. That goes without saying, not just, of course, for books, but for all kinds of material, including photographs. But we also have a duty, I think, to not just to store and to act as an institutional memory, but to restore to human memory, living memory, figures and events and ideas that may have dropped out of ordinary contemporary circulation. Those of you who are familiar with the library will probably remember earlier this year an exhibition, a very large exhibition by the artist, Welsh artist from my state, Christopher Williams, a figure almost unheard of now, but in his day described by Lord George as the greatest living Welsh artist. A figure who I think most people who saw the exhibition agreed was well worth revisiting and reviving. And in a sense, we're following in on that tradition with today's celebration of the husband and wife team, Joy and Ifor Thomas, and looking at their pioneering contribution to photography education in the middle of the 20th century, especially, of course, through the Guildford School of Photography in the 50s. That whole achievement has not been perhaps lost, but it's certainly gone from most people's living memory, and hence the title of this day, Out of the Shadows. And we shall be hearing about some really quite remarkable research, starting from almost nothing, to remember and to revive the memory of these two outstanding people. Dwi'n ymwybodol iawn bod heddiw yn gymysgedd rhyfedd iawn o elfennau. Rhyw fath o aduniad ysgol, rhyw fath o dig archeolegol, a hefyd ymchwil ar y cyd. I realised, particularly after yesterday evening, that today is a rather strange mixture of elements, of collaborative research, as we shall hear. There's also a kind of school reunion going on, most definitely. And there's a kind of archaeological dig, a kind of digging out the details of a remarkable achievement. So today is a tribute to and a celebration of the work of Ifor and Joy. I first heard about this perhaps 3 years ago now, when Rita and Jack Tate came to the library and first thought about the idea, and would the library collaborate, and we were very happy to do so. And since then there's been a lot of tracking down of people and tracking down of facts and events, and Rita and Jack have been instrumental in doing that. So a lot of the talks today focus on various aspects of the work of Jack, of Ifor and Joy, culminating in a panel discussion towards the end of the day, chaired by Jack. Dyn ni wedi gadael yn fwriadol iawn ddigon o amser I drafod yn anffurfiol. We've left a lot of time, particularly at lunchtime, so that you can just talk informally, because we realise that that is equally as important, really, as the formal part of the day. So please do take full advantage of that. But if you do have time at lunchtime, I'd ask you to do two things. To consider, first of all, whether you'd like a tour of the library, not just the public bits, but behind the scenes, the real secrets of the library. And one of my colleagues, Emma Jones, will be taking a tour at 1:45, starting in the shop, which will finish in time for the afternoon session at 2:15. The other thing is, if you've got time, have a look upstairs, at the very top of the building, in the Gorgonol Gallery, and also other galleries, at the Dash exhibition, which is an attempt to trace the history of communication in all kinds of ways in Wales in the last century. And needless to say, there are plenty of photographs included in that exhibition. Hefyd, tu allan i'r drwm yma yn y foyer, byddwch chi'n gweld rhai pethau mewn casys gwydr. You'll find just outside here in the foyer some objects in glass cases. One of them deals with the collection of Joy and Ifor. And the other one has a couple of winning items from the Photo Aber celebration very, very recently in Aberystwyth. And Diane Creinant will be talking about that a bit later on, 12:30. Now, you look to me as though you're all avid tweeters. Not sure about that. Beth bynnag, ma'n bosibl trydar yn ystod y dydd. You can tweet throughout the day from here. And if you'd like to do that, there is a hashtag Lens2012 available to you to connect with. Felly, dyna bopeth o ran cyflwyniad. Felly, dyn ni'n mynd i dechrau, nid gyda Ifor a Joy yn arbennig, ond gyda 5 munud, jyst i ddisgrifio rhai o ddatblygiadau diweddar o ran ffotograffiaeth yn y llyfrgell. We're just going to start, though, with Will Troughton explaining something about our recent developments with photography in the library. Some of you who come every year will realise that Lens was started as an attempt to give visibility to the photographic collections in the library, nearly 1 million items in total, and then to build activity around those collections. And Lens is one output of that. And a key person in achieving those aims of giving better visibility and use of the collections has been Will, who's our curator, essentially our curator of photography here in the library. Mae Will wedi cyhoeddi llawer o luniau ar hanes ffotograffiaeth yng Nghymru a hefyd hanes cymdeithas yng Nghymru. Ac ar ben hynny, mae fe ar fi'n dechrau ar ddoethuriaeth ar waith Philip Jones Griffiths, yr ffotograffydd Cymreig enwog, byd enwog. Will has published very widely in the library on the history of photography and the social history in Wales. And he's just starting work on a higher degree, along with someone else, as a matter of fact, on the work of Philip Jones Griffiths, whose collection, as many of you will know, is arriving in the library. And so I'd like to hand over to Will now, just to give a summary of where we've been, perhaps since the last Lens Festival on photography.
Diolch yn fawr iawn a croeso i Lens. Thank you very much and welcome to the National Library and to Lens. First and foremost, the Philip Jones Griffiths collection. Now, Philip Jones Griffiths, as I'm sure you're aware, is perhaps the most influential Welsh photographer, certainly since the 19th century. Prior to his death in 2008, he divided his time between Britain and the USA, and we're currently in negotiations with the trustees of his foundation to sign a memorandum of understanding which will launch the collection, which we've conservatively estimated at 150,000 images.